Hello, everyone. My name is Miranda Wilson. I'm an honors sciences and humanities major with minors in environmental studies, political science, and community and urban studies. After graduation, I will be attending Portland State University in Portland, Oregon to pursue a master's degree in urban and regional planning. My thesis is titled Gen Z versus the Anthropocene, Essays on Life, Death, and Sustainability in the Face of Climate Change. In 6 long-form nonfiction essays, I explore themes of climate change, consumption, youth, and the human relationship with the world. My thesis is, at its core, about the Gen Z experience, what it's like to grow up and come of age in the time of climate change. Writing my thesis, I asked myself a lot of questions. Who do I want to become? What should I do to make the world a better place? How can I live the best life possible? What is the best way to mitigate climate change? Can you mitigate climate change? Will the world be okay? Are humans going extinct? How can I be okay with that? Should I be okay with that? Should I ignore the problem, wake up, work out, go to work, drive home, cook dinner, eat dinner, watch TV, go to bed, do it all again? Is that all life is? Is that okay? I want you, reader, to ask yourself questions every day, every second. As you read my thesis or as you go about your life, don't stop asking questions. Humans are, I think, nothing without our tenacious curiosity. Ask why and ask again and search for an answer. I will now read you an excerpt from my final essay, Paladuro, A Love Letter to the Canyon. In the Pleistocene Ice Age, early humans hunted bison and mammoths in the canyon, some 7,000 to 12,000 years ago. They used the rock of the canyon to build tools, setting their own human forces of nature to work with weathering and erosion. There are tools still existing that were touched, held by a real living human thousands upon thousands of years ago. I want to know what they were like. Were they kind, loving, humble, strong? Did death's grip scare them too? The first time I was moved to tears by art was on a field trip my freshman year of high school. At the very tippy top of the floor of the Dallas Museum of Art, they hung a painting of sorts, a mural, from a wall, from a house belonging to a person thousands of years ago. The house I grew up in had a mural too, one of Winnie the Pooh and his friends. Pooh Bear floated up into the sky holding a balloon while Piglet and Rabbit looked on. I walked past it every day. I got a tattoo of Pooh Bear to remember it. I wanted to remember what it felt like to be a child in a home. I'll never go back to that childhood home, and besides, someone has painted over the mural since my family moved out. I wonder what the mural in the museum meant in the house so long ago. Did it bring them joy? Did it give them comfort? Did their children help paint it and their children's children? What did they think about when they walked past it? Did someone paint over it and forget it even existed? Those who once loved the mural faded from society's memory, like the memory of those who loved my mural, loved Pooh Bear, and his friends will fade too. We have that in common, me and those people from long ago. We will be forgotten. There is beauty in death, in a life well lived. What if the same goes for the human race? We've been living and breathing and thriving for 10,000 years on this planet. How long until humans' time on the earth can be okay, sad but beautiful, a fact of life, but no tragic happening? I'm reminded of the closing paragraph in The Road. McCarthy writes, "Once there were brook trout in the streams in the mountains. You could see them standing in the amber current where the white edges of their fins wimpled softly in the flow. They smelled of moss in your hand, polished and muscular and torsional. On their backs were vermiculate patterns that were maps of the world and its becoming, maps and mazes of a thing that could not be put back, not be made right again. In the deep glens where they lived, all things were older than man, and they hummed of mystery." End quote. The earth goes on. weaving maps and mazes of earth, rivers carving canyons and canyons holding mystery. The mystery of just how ancient, just how modern each tiny pebble, each grain of sand really is. Maybe I have children. Maybe I don't. Maybe the human experiment is able to save all the animals from extinction. Maybe not. Maybe the world warms 2 degrees or 5 or 10 or 20. Maybe me and you put some good into the world. Maybe we add a little more bad to the narrative. Maybe we die. We definitely die. All of us, everyone. There will be a last human. The earth will go on without people. It survived long before the first human stood upon its land, and it will survive long after. I couldn't survive in Paladuro, but scorpions do, snakes do, coyotes do. Life doesn't have to mean me or people at all. Besides, even in the absence of all carbon-based life, the Earth will still be here. Mars is called dead, but there is still movement and happenings on its surface, as if the planet lives on in the absence of the carbon-based beings. Fierce winds move rocks to faraway places as surely on Mars as they do on Earth. When the sun finally gives out, the space rock that we call Earth will simply be fragmented across the galaxy. The great walls of Paladuro Canyon that gave me relief and kept me safe will one day float through space detached from their earthly home. Maybe they'll join another far-off planet somewhere to be perceived by a being that we cannot begin to imagine. Somewhere, someday, it will still be Earth, our Earth, even without us. Even if people are gone, even when we are gone, the Earth will still be here. Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day.